the little things that make us giants in our industry. We put in that extra mile of service so your car can go that extra mile of performance. Our aim is to make our stopovers feel like home. Giant Petroleum. Limitless energy.
Hello guys, my name is DJ Ola7 Owen. Welcome to On The Spot here on the Ola7 Podcast Show, your number one show in the land. And on this program, we get to chat with different people from all walks of life. Politicians, business people, footballers, your celebrities, musicians, everyone, And today, I've got one of the most controversial politician, and he's now a sub-book. I call him Muungwe, Temba Mliswa, here on the spot. Honorable, to the sub-book, Magadi.
The sub-book, very controversial. Sub-book.
Exactly, but sub-book, I got no problem because I got sub-book, you problem. Why controversial?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, I thank you so much, Sub-book, for allowing me into your space. And timbo say from you. My projects, I say, how are they going so far? I know you've been to Shurugwi the past days.
Oh yeah, I've got projects that keep running. I think development continues whether you are in office or not, because one must be concerned about the welfare of the people. I run the Temba Mliswa Foundation, which has over 1,000 kids on scholarship.
Wow.
We also look after the elderly, the disabled, it's all part of it. We also try and groom young people, the youth and all that. Norton, I still have programs which are continuously run. Today I have a funeral in Norton, I'll be there. Shurugwi, I do that as well. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
That's the village in Zinza. So you also want to uplift your people.
Yes, sure.
Muungwe again, Marsh West, I'm still involved in helping them, and just many other issues that we touch on which make us connect as a people, which make you remain humane.
Yeah.
Ubuntu humanity is in us. So because you're no longer a legislator, I was helping people before I was a legislator. Me helping people, they then decided to really elevate me from their own thinking that I'll probably represent them better. So we continue to develop our nation in the very same way. And you know that development starts at village level.
So you mentioned about Shurugwi and also Muungwe.
Yes.
So how are you involved in Muungwe? In Muungwe, I remember you were a legislator there.
Yes.
And Shurugi, Kumusha. So Muungwe, were you just a legislator or you also have family there?
You brought up one of the most pertinent questions that people have never asked. And out of that, I'll answer today. I ended up in Muungwe, which is, Karo is in Muungwe. That's where my farm is. That's probably my business empire is. So during the land reform, I managed to find myself in Muungwe, which is Muungwe Central, where my farm is. And I used to get workers from Muungwe West, which is about 80 to about 120 kilometers away from Muungwe Central, from my farm. So I used to bring them to help cure tobacco. It is out of that relationship that they then asked me to be a member of parliament, because when they were working for me, I also gave back to them.
To the community,
so I don't come from Muungwe. I've never stayed in Muungwe. West.
It's only your farm there.
The only thing
and
that
your business.
Yeah, my business and farm is in Muungwe Central. Okay, the same thing with Thing Norton. I went there to represent people. I had nothing in Norton, but I've always said, if you are true to the people, if you're true to the cause, you don't have to come from that area. Mabasa ako, your deeds are what make people follow.
So people thought maybe you've got a house or something in Norton.
No, I never had a house in Norton. It's only now when I was there that I now invested in the property.
Yeah.
I was in Katanga, pamba pe mzukuru wangu, wekumusha wako, ndio wanga wane buku.
Yes.
Redure usabu, kwa kati batira.
Oh.
So because of that, I use that address because the law allows you. There's no law that says you must stay in that constituency to be an MP. But as a councillor, yes, you must stay in the ward.
Oh yeah.
You see, so it's the good deeds. So it's work for me.
Wow.
I like to go to where I work and not stay there. But I'll be the first person in the area. I'll be the last person in the area.
I forgot to ask about the kids. How are they doing now?
You know, there's just one that's been added. You know, Burura Pinda.
How old is the new one?
No, 3 years. You know, with our issues with Susan at the time.
Yes.
Like I always said that I never denied that, you know, with the baby. But what I was not just sure of is the twins. Okay, and after that, there was one of them. And it raises some doubt to any normal human being. Say, okay, let's do the DNA.
Yes.
So we did the DNA, and it was positive. That's my son.
Wow.
The young lion, the cub. And we're excited about it. It makes me have 7 boys now.
7 boys.
The girls still rule. The girls still have the vote. You know, they still have the vote.
So last I checked, there were about 21.
No, with Susan there were 20. With it, so now there are 20.
They're 20
but
now.
I can see you want me to have 21 to also have an odd number.
Oh yeah. Oh.
No, it's okay. An odd number helps. Even as a board,
you can just add.
As a board, when you have an odd number, that's the person who makes the decision.
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, Honorable, you confirmed in a post that you are now a father or the father of Susan Mutami's child. This is your statement, and I quote. You said, "I have some news for you. After the conducting of DNA test, it has been confirmed that Tino Tenda is my son. I'm glad that matter has been brought to a decisive conclusion, allowing me as a parent to fulfill my duties with clarity and assuredness. It's all I sought for in this matter. Congratulations on your son." Then, can you share with us the emotions you experienced upon receiving this news and how it impacted your relationship with the mother and also Tino Tenda as well? The impact.
You see, let me make this very clear. We make choices in life, and this is where people must respect people's choices. I choose not to marry, but I choose to have kids. You have a choice to marry and have kids. But it does not mean that because you're married, your kids are well behaved. And it does not mean because I'm single, my kids are not well behaved. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Because there's a thinking that when you're parents, you're together, your children are well brought up. But I've seen a lot which I cannot talk about. And there's also this thinking that if you're a single parent, your kids are not well brought up. So my daughter is a lawyer.
Yeah.
Went to Peterhouse, went to Rhodes University, but from single parents. Okay. So I also would like to see how many statistically have brought up their kids together and can say that. The second one is also excelled and so forth. It's the love I have for children. I chose not to marry because my peace is more important. You see, I don't know how much peace there is in these homes which I married, but I have peace.
Yeah.
I can dine with whoever I want. I can do what I want. I work hard for my children and so forth. So in having the baby with Susan and most of the great mothers that have given me great kids who I'm grateful every day, it's a choice we had. We spoke down as adults. We sat down and spoke as adults. Could listen. Ndikuchaga omwana. Mwanga wani mkomana. Vaitsvaga musikana. Indaitsvaga mkomana. Toti ngati. Yes, but we go through the various tests. HIV, 3 months, this and that, all that. You got the home kit. From there, you go to the lab and everything. And you plan things. That's why my kids don't suffer because they're planned for. As many as there are, they're well structured, they're happy, they respect each other, they love each other. I would want to invite you one day to just go around.
Yeah.
Right now I'm going with them on a trip. I've just bought them a new minibus.
Wow. So that you can travel with them all over.
Mliswa and kids. But it's not for hire.
Yeah.
It's for them when I drop them off in the schools.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, so I've brought them a beautiful, so I'm going to 5 countries with them driving.
Okay.
On my own.
Wow.
Gas, camping and everything.
Yes.
We'll be stopping, we hit Zimbabwe,
This is
we're
good for
going to
bonding.
Mpumalanga, we're going to Mozambique, Eswatini, we do Botswana, maybe Namibia.
Yes.
And so forth. So I'm with them for 2 to 3 weeks. I'm cooking for them. We are camping. We are doing everything, and I enjoy that. You know.
Now, talking of Tito, what step do you plan to take now that this matter has been, conclusively resolved, both as a parent and in terms of any legal or financial responsibilities?
Listen, this is your child. And you've got to be responsible for your child. You see, it is a blessing to have children. And for you not to look after them, it's a curse. You cannot bring a life on this earth and not be responsible for it. If there's anything I'll ever disrespect a man for, a man who does not look after his children, his own, that is unacceptable to me. You know, that's the reason why some of the girlfriends I've dated before, I've had to be responsible for the children who are not mine, because children are innocent. They're brought to earth, mwana no ziwe.
Yeah.
So, but then you have people living this flourish lives, men and everything, but yet hapana ruoko ro anopa. Not only that, tinetsikaka.
Yeah.
Kana waita mwana nemsikana waita damage. Ndakatakura mombe 20 murori, ndichinosvitsa kumhuri dzacho. Kuti vana vangu vasaonekwe sevana vasina hunhu handizvo here ehongu mwana wenyu akandipa nhengeri damage tabhadhara nemasekuru angu toita shopping and so forth so that mangwana handizvo here kana ndada kuti ndivatore vanondipa respect. So we've got a culture to follow. So just because you've had a child, it does not mean you must not follow through on the traditional cultural norms that we have.
So you just pay damage, not the
yes,
RORA.
Yes.
You're not paying RORA.
And pay RORA, damage is critical. As kana badra damage futhi nogona yoya kuchirora.
Right?
Kasi mwana wenyu ndamkanganisa. Makamuchengeta. Kunyanya obvisa mombe yao mai nekuti isusu culture yedu inokosha. So mai ndo wakanya kutombora saka aunga vashore
wapa mombe yao
unowapa mombe yao ende zvinhu zvako zvinokufambira mushe izvo kuti waenda kunganga chichi the reason why people are not successful in life, they don't do the right things. Ini nendai kuna namai vana vangu chero kumusha ndosaka dzimongo ndikasvika when I arrived by funeral asi aukandinsi fully paid mkwasha ndiri half ne damage iye mkwasha akarora asina kunza mombe anonzi musambe chair ipa
akaunza mombe
isa iburu chair nekuti buru akaita zvake pana pakapedza.
Wow. So, but Susan claims that her child is being supported by the Australian government, were you indeed failing to support your child? Maitadza kusapota mwana here.
Ndosaka ndati tanga tisingazive kuti mwana ndewanga. I was very clear. And panga panzi pane ma-twins. Zvikazonzi apane one. Andina kuziva kuti mwe twin wacho aenda kupi. So izvozvo zvinounza doubt.
Exactly.
Because ngatite DNA. And we are communicating, and the interest of the child is important. As much as I've said, we have to now limit the social media.
Yes.
Listen, she's a very responsible woman. I'll give it to her. She's done well in looking after Mwana and so forth. The same package I have for my kids, I'll also extend, to her. And I've told her, I will not be an extremist in what I will do. I will not I don't have to be extravagant about it. But I have a structure that my kids must get the best education.
Yeah.
Okay, from primary to secondary school, university, it's all structured. It's all there for them. But if she chooses to take them to a much better school, which is more expensive, she also shares the bill.
Yeah.
But I would have done what I need to do in making sure that the accommodation aspect, the food aspect, the clothing aspect, the school fees is there. But today, like I say, you also have women who have pride, who say, listen, I'm also prepared to do this. I'm also prepared to do that. It helps because
yeah, sure.
You know, so I have never been at fault for not wanting to look after my children.
So it was just that time when you were not sure about the DNA.
Her and I have been communicating. She sent me certain bills which need to be taken care of, and I'll be very clear. This is what I can do. The same I do to the rest. It becomes there's no one who's above anyone amongst my kids. They are all
because
equal.
of maybe standards of living, they differ. In Australia, it's probably higher than Zim.
No, listen. Kana Janetsa Australia anoyak ogarada baba yake. One even 2 years ndakatora ndikakudza yezvo zvaakuma grade 2.
Exactly.
Saka experience ndinayo.
Yeah.
I know we are ogara na baba wake. Twenda kumushowa achigara padare. Auzoti mwana wangu mukoma achata sabhuku ndiani? Chogona ngoita usabhuku.
So are you planning on maybe settling down with someone, maybe just marrying a wife?
Listen, isn't marriage overrated?
Why do you say so?
I see all the problems. I see the divorces. I see the marriages. I see Afundisi being busy. Instead of preaching the word, they're now counselors in terms of marriages and so forth.
But it has been like that. I mean,
no, listen, it's worse now. Our mothers, when they were married, they were different. You see, there's a great saying which I want to share with you. Every woman wants to marry a man near their father. Have you a man near what?
Their father.
Muruma nenge baba wake. Because a model when mwanasikana kwa rumi ndi baba wake. You see, I'm growing up with my kids. They're seeing how I behave, how I look after them. They'll also need to find a man like me because I'm the model. Inini semu rume unu wame wangu ndo wandinotsvaga pamukadzi wandakurora. So have I been able to get there? Platinum. Platinum.
Not yet.
When I do, they're of a different generation and a different breed. Where we saw our fathers being respected. Are you with me? At no point would my mother talk back to my father. Never. Even if mdara yakadakwa and so forth and everything, shumba mafrika, majgairi, and all that. Are you with me? That's what we saw. Is that what is happening now? So you know what? The biggest
person you marry.
No, the biggest.
Or her upbringing.
No, but you know one thing. I'm not saying we can marry them. But we also had an agreement that not kurorana. Because people believe that in a kuti, white you've impregnated somebody you must marry. That's where the problem starts. You forced a marriage and never forced a marriage. And with now, with age you mature, you slow down, and at that point you then say, listen, I don't want to be getting phone calls in the parliament in a 12 midnight, your parliament
Exactly.
Dinner at 12 midnight.
Yeah.
Why do you want to hurt the kids? Why do you want to hurt the mother who's prepared the dinner?
Yeah.
So it's not like that. And we must respect those people. We must not bring pain.
So you're not going to marry anytime soon from what you're saying? Listen, if I heard you correctly.
To me, it's on the cards. It's on the cards, but it's not a rush. It's also something that must not also disturb the peace I have. If anything, it must enhance the peace I have. My mother always said it, which I will one day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Sure.
Yesterday, I was going to be kira, my maids and everything and all that, but no bikwa. The names Mayako no Dorino.
Exactly.
But Indino Manyokna which no bikro, because Rama Ikaruna Kapura.
Of course, but I also good gives it's like a shot.
Mind my Canada motor can do no swing. You see, so to me, yes, it's important. But what I'm saying is that marriage is an institution that we must respect. If you are not ready to play to the rules, don't get into that institution. But over 90% have failed. They're still in it. And then I choose to be the master of my conscience. the master of my conscience.
But,
I choose to have peace.
But vana vamuri kuitisa vana madzimai amuri kupa pamwiri ava nevana nezvimwe zvese havasi vanhu here vanenge vachitotaridza kuti inoda kuroorwa then wamuliswa afarira wamuliswa chichichi oita pamwiri obva mamusiya life yake haisi yakanganisika somehow.
Ndosaka ndataura kuti DJ kuti vanhu vanoita machoices but hamudi kurespecta choice yangu. Yezo don't manikidze ndiende kunoroora ndonoroora chisi takataura ndida kuita mwana mamuripo here patakataura.
But what example are you saying?
Anoda ropa rangu. Iwe hauna choice neropa rangu iye anorida tinotaura. Vakadzi vatsvaga good genes, zvinonzi good genes. Andizere kuti uyu ndikaita mwana naye ane magenes ari right. Mwana chinenge chakangwara. Are you with me? Chinenge chichishanda nekuti baba vacho anoita sei? Yeah, not
but as a leader,
because they are educated people.
Of course, but as a leader, what example are you setting? Are you being exemplary in a good way?
Listen, don't you know presidents who are single? Don't you know even lady presidents who are single? It's a choice. Why do you want to violate my rights? Wakuti violate my rights anguka kuti ndiite zvansingade. Why? Nekuti wo wazvita nekuti wo ne ring.
Right?
Ring dzangorakidza vanhu asi pasina zvadzinoreva. We need to be very honest. We need to live an honest life. That's one thing about me. I live an honest life. You don't see me knocking pamba pako ndichitsvaga rent kana kuti ndichitsvaga school fees yavana. But pane vanhu vakaroorwa vakaenda vanouya kwandiri vachindikumbira. Kasi vakororana nemarings vakaenda before God vakaita zvese.
But a privilege.
No. Listen, choices are not forced. I have made a choice. And I made a choice. I was married before. And I cannot say anything bad about who I was married. You
know, with our Zimbabwean society, you know, some people, they think now when someone is not married, like at your age, they start to think otherwise. Say maybe he's not straight. Maybe he's into LGBTQ. So what would you say to that?
No, listen, but we've had leaders who are not married. And where the vice president, John Como, he was not married. It was his decision, but he had kids. We've had many other people. The late parents here, commander of the late Zimondi, I can continue, they were single. And the president was also single for a very long time, the late president, R.G. Mugabe. So are you telling me that he was also involved in homosexuality? You know,
but your name has been dragged into these, allegations for so long. Listen,
you're right, allegations.
Yes.
There will be many allegations. The same thing there.
Maybe we want to clear those allegations now.
No. You see...
Are you into that?
You see, what you think you must understand. I have never been involved in that. I will never be involved in that. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And whoever does it has nothing to do with me. As long as I don't do it, that's important. Are you with me? There's a debate. There was a debate which in Parliament was blocked or did not pass the test of wanting to talk about homosexuality. It's happening.
Yeah.
People have no jobs, and so forth. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So you cannot stop reality from being discussed. You cannot stop reality from being discussed.
And it's happening, in our country. But as a former legislator, so to say, would you allow that to happen in our country, or would you maybe in Parliament try to pass that bill?
Listen, it's a very important one, and we need to be realistic. And the comments I will make do not at all say that I support it, but I'm a realistic person. I don't want to lie. It is happening. Kids are doing it. Girls are doing it. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And so how do we stop it? Why do you want to wait for a time bomb? There's a time bomb. Let's discuss it. Let's say no still, but let's be debated. Let the debate be heard. I was in a certain shop one day. 2 young men came to me, okay, and they said to me, would like you to move a motion in Parliament. We belong to girls.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. And they said, no. They said, let's sit down. You must not have this stigmatization, which does not mean anything. So because they've said me that girls, she said, no, it's very banal. No, come sit down. Let's talk. What do you want? Honorable Minister, thank you very much. Most people don't give us this opportunity to talk. And then they said, what do you want me to do for you? I want you to move a law. It is happening. Some of our members are in Norton in your constituency. Do you know that? I said, I don't know, but I'm glad you've told me. What would you like me to do about that? You see, would like to come to Norton, would like to come and talk about this and so forth. I said, but you know one thing, in this country it's not allowed. Okay, it's not allowed. And they said to me, so can you move emotion? And I said, go ahead, put it down, let me read it. You know, because I also represent you.
Yes. Yeah.
I represent the nation. So I also represent you. Okay, and bring it, document it and properly and so forth and all that. And unfortunately, time went, they even had lawyers, because they're also lawyers.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you with me? It's a powerful cartel. They're not weak.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Well crafted. Unfortunately, Parliament came to a stop and I said to them, no, if I'm coming back in 2023, to 2028, that's the first thing I'm moving. Because it has come from you. Are you with me? And I want it to be debated. You allowed it to debate. Debating it does not mean it's a law.
What's your take on what Yoweri Museveni did in Uganda? He just stopped it. It is now, if you try and involve yourself in that, you'll be dragged into jail.
Listen, so you put a law. Isn't it for us to get the land which had been repossessed for it? We came up with a law. So you put a law. Also put a law to ban.
Yeah.
So there's no point again saying you don't want it, but you're not putting a law to ban. Are you with me?
Yeah.
We must follow the law. Right now there's no law. And because of that, it's growing.
So if you say there's no law, yet it is not allowed, who is not allowing it? And how and why? How are you then saying no, it's not allowed to someone when there is no law to it?
No, that is the reason why the law must be very clear. A law is also supported by an act. If you need to, that then even talks more about it and so forth. There's no law. And to me, where there's no law, you then cannot be talking all the time. Yes, put a law. And if you put a law, then it's important for people to observe the law.
Yeah.
Where there's no law, people do what they want to do. And we are an educated country and so forth, and let's put a law. But for now, how do you stop them? How do they get arrested? How do the police enforce?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
There's no law. So it continues to grow. Let there be a law to stop it. Because we are a country that does not encourage that.
I get it. So let's get into it, Sabuk. As a former legislator, you've had first-hand experience in the Zimbabwe's political landscape. What do you see? Is the most pressing issues facing the country today, and what solutions do you propose to address that?
There's got to be inclusivity. There's got to be love for each other. There's got to be common interests, which we all share as Zimbabweans. One, we are Zimbabweans, no matter what happens, despite which political party you belong to, despite despite your wealth, you remain Zimbabwean. And what Zimbabwe do we want? A shared vision, a shared vision for this nation. Education must be great. Amenities for health must be great. Infrastructure must be great. The disabled must be supported. The war veterans must be given what belongs to them. The girl child must be protected. Equally, the boy child must be protected. Also another thing, you journalists have a tendency to drive the agenda of the girl child and forgetting the boy child.
The boy child.
The boy child has been raped. Varume vashoma. Kune nzara huko. Vari kutora vana vadiki vachipamba vakomana. So the boy child is equally not safe.
Yeah.
And we need to bring those issues. What are our core values as a country and so forth? This is driven by leaders. ZANU-PF is the government of the day. You don't like them, but you have to work with them. The opposition is do your opposition, but work with the government of the day. There's no ways that you can be a government in waiting without working with the government of the day. What about tomorrow if you're the government? The opposition cannot continue being opposition. You are opposition before the elections. After elections, you remain Zimbabweans, but you also become the opposition in checks and balances. In checks and balances. To see that there's accountability.
Not opposing everything.
You don't have to oppose everything, but you have to respect the sitting president. Because there's a law, again, where if you've lost the election, you can contest within the days, and the result will be out within the verdict. So we are a country that has a law. Let's go back to the laws. Because you cannot say because you've lost, you don't also respect the law.
You mentioned about inclusivity. Maybe, can you just elaborate more on that?
Inclusivity is Zimbabweans. And forget about race, forget about tribe, forget about political affiliation. What do we want? Okay. We must leave that on the side. We are polarized. Okay, if you have a system that's polarized, the next leaders who are coming in are polarized too. We need to change our mindset. We need to respect each other as a people. We need to tolerate each other. Tolerance. Okay, when I criticize you, don't say that I'm attacking you when it's constructive criticism. But that has got to start within the political parties themselves internally. Charity begins at home. Look at how these parties behave during their own primary elections. They are violent. They are rigging. Oh, let me tell you a good one. When the general election is there, they say we were rigged. But you also rigged to win your party seat in your primary election. So who's the master of rigging? Nakuti waona buru rino riga wakuchema but uri buru futi watungwa. So to me, the internal processes in the political party structures must resemble what the national agenda is and what the constitution is and what the general election will be about. And no one has the electorate too. While you say kuti atabirwa, you're also part of it. Kana imimi makaita chitotsi kuti waunoda apinde. Your guilt is charged. We must also understand it also starts with us. The leaders that you see, they are coming from the people. Whether you did not vote for them or not, they're coming for the people. You and I are the people. Have you and I sat down in a cup of tea with many others to influence on the path the country should be taking, which we believe is for the Zimbabwean?
Wow. So throughout your career, you've been vocal about issues such as corruption and governance. How do you believe Zimbabwe can effectively combat corruption and ensure accountability among its leaders?
Simple. We are endowed with the resources. May those resources be given to the people. May they be accounted for. Sanctions don't stop us from developing as a country because we have resources. You hear, even the American delegation was here. They're always wanting to come to Zimbabwe and so forth. Can we protect our generation, our resources for generations to come? We're puzzling out, we're not getting anything. Every resource we're giving all these foreigners, how much they have paid for it? They're not even doing roads. They're not even building schools. Health facilities are not there in the areas that they are in. When you go back to the Smith regime, no investor and no structure will be built or a mine without there being a school, a hospital, good housing for the people and all that. I'm glad to say companies like Zimplats, companies like Mimosa Unki have done that. And the platinum companies have done well. But what about the other companies? Even the Chinese companies must be able to comply with the laws of this country. Then we live well. Then we respect each other. The only way you can respect a Zimbabwean is to respect where he lives, where he goes to school, where he gets medical care, where the infrastructure is good, but not plundering from us.
So what must be done? Because some of these companies you're mentioning here are not even giving back to the community, like building schools and everything. What must be done?
We had the law, the Indigenization Act. The Indigenization Act, which compelled every foreigner to have 49%, and for the Zimbabweans to have 51%. 31% would go to the sovereign wealth fund. Kwanziwa kwa create a company yena Mutapa. Mutapa. Kuti ndio inengele sovereign wealth fund. There was no need for that, to be honest with you, because already 31% from any investment in the country was going to go there, which is cash. Right now they have to do business to generate cash. Yet this cash was just coming straight. 10% to the community. According to section 13, subsection 4 of the Constitution, which says that the locals must benefit from their resources. The locals must benefit from their
resources, yeah.
Okay. The problem again, we don't know the Constitution, we don't know the law. We are well were well educated but not well read and not exposed. People also don't know the Constitution. I'll talk about that. And then 10% will be for the workers. So ibamba zonke. Ibamba zonke. So why do away with that law? We don't have to be angry with a certain leader to a point that we do away with a good law. Whether you liked Mugabe or not, are you with me? He had a vision for this country. Are you with me? And he worked with the current president, Idi Mnangagwa. The vision continues. Continues. There is no leader who must also come in after Mnangagwa and destroy the good that Mnangagwa has done. We must not allow the good that Mugabe did to be totally set aside. We must not allow what ED has done to be set aside. We must not allow the next person to do that, because you're destroying. You were there when it was happening. Let's review laws. Let's review policies. Okay? Inconsistency of policies. That's why we're having a problem. Who wants to put in money in a nation where they don't know where the currency is not even priority? We are being told to pay in dollars, but 90% of the transactions are US dollars.
Of course, my US.
Exactly. So to me, what does it say? Indi now of it, and it's an accepted currency because of the multi-currency environment that we are in. You see?
Yeah, I understand. And in January, Makagadzwa kuita Sabuk. This is a message you posted on your social media, and I quote, you said, "I'm excited to take up this role and bring development to my village. As traditional leaders, we are not allowed to be partisan. So I will abide by that. I invite you all to Mliswa village, Shurugwi, and its great people. We shall be a model village leading development from the bottom." Close quote. How do you intend to involve the community members in decision-making processes regarding development projects?
Section chapter 29, 17 of the Traditional Act. People don't realize the power of the village head. Go and read it. The village head is more powerful than an MP, more powerful than a council. Because there's nothing that you can do. Mombe uchida kutengesa unoya kwa ndiri.
Kuna sabu.
Ichibereka unoya kwa ndiri. Kana munu asha unoya kwa ndiri kutu wiki. Chero MP anisimbarakada.
Ahana.
So to me, we go for these flowery positions. Kungo is samtemu, but it's just we are industrial enforcer.
Are you not just saying that because you're now a sabu? Probably people might think, no, it's just like a downgrade from where you were.
Nikuta unakuerengaka ndi taridze chitupa chako izo zibutsa chitupa chako newe sari pana pona oti pane pakanzi village Sabuku ndiani ini changu chakanzi village Mliswa ndichinzi Temba Mliswa. So kana ziri pa chitupa pako you must understand, okay, the role that Sabuku plays. Hapana chinoitwa. Hapana munhu anopinda mumusha muraini ndisingazoti ndiya.
Mauyan.
Super.
Yeah.
Hapana anoita sei?
Anopinda.
Wapinda ndisingazive. Dare nogara. Inonzi village assembly. Andite decision ndega ndine zvidara zvangu nezvichembere zvangu. Ndine advisory council yangu yandotara naye ansinga, because my father grew up there, my grandfather was the English. Ndechidzinza ichi. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Ndovabvunza. Decision ndo vanomeka ndongoti izvi ndo zvaitwa ngatiere mutemo. There is nothing new chandikuita, but we must comply with the law. There are 10 boreholes. Mushwangu nde uyo wandakavaka uyo kona apa. 6 months ndandavaka musha. There's water. The most important thing was water. We're going to be irrigating. Right now ndudonza magets. Okay, power and water are critical in development. So each borehole will have a crop that is growing. Cabbages up. My tomatoes 1 hectare. Butternuts 1 hectare. Gerere 1 hectare. Mambera 1 hectare. My onions 1 hectare. mota dzinge dzichiuya umusika watiri kucreata. Are you with me?
That's powerful.
And to me, school, Muungwe school, which is close to me, go and tell them. Akashaya mvura ndiripo. I'm putting in a block. Ipapo. We are also putting in a clinic which is close to us and so forth. Things which are important. We have developed a Mliswa development committee which has people within the village who spearhead it. But the people in my village too, I also tell them for ownership, you must also pay something. I was a member of parliament in Muungwe West. I bought all the village heads bikes, but I told them one thing. We are politicians. I don't want to come to you one day and take your bike away from me. Can you propose a figure you pay monthly for this bike? And they said $5. I said, it's too much. You must just pay $1 per month.
Wow.
I believe in ownership. I don't believe in doing this. So what, as a community, are we contributing to this so that there's protection of whatever we're putting? All of us are in it. Because if you also give them without them putting anything in it, they don't appreciate. You are forced to protect.
Yeah.
So the children going to school, HIV, we have a guide for them, we support them. Maize, we give them and so forth. Rigayo and so forth, we're putting a plant and all that. So we run a very, very viable village program. And like I say, it is a model even if you come today. Paunoya kumusha, wadzimai vanenge vari panochengeta marodhana iprogram inayo vanouya vachibika vachita mari pavo vachita mari vari ipapo. Are you with me? So these are the things that we come up with. Listen, if I could develop Muungwe West, if I could develop Norton as a constituency, what about a village?
Wow. So let's talk about that. As a traditional leader, how do you plan to balance between promoting development and maintaining political neutrality?
Listen, all of us are politicians. Most of us. By voting, you're a politician.
Yeah, by voting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you go and vote, you vote for who you want. And it's a political party.
Right.
It's a political person. So are you not a politician? It's just that you're politicians without positions. But equally, you're the most dangerous, too. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So to me, there's got to be a time where we separate that. I don't belong to the politics of... My sister is the chairperson of ZANU-PF. And there's no ways that I cannot celebrate if she does well. Because I'm not ZANU-PF.
Yeah.
Are you with me? We don't come from such a background. We come from a background where our parents were liberal. And we're able to debate. She's able to tell me ZANU-PF is doing well, but I said, but Mary, you must happy. Are you with me? She defends the position of the party, and I respect that. I don't have to tell her anything. Are you with me?
Yeah.
People believe that I tell her I don't. If I was an advisor to my sister, she would not have lost an election. Because I don't advise people who lose. She has her own modus operandi, which I respect. She also respects who I am. We support each other. We are siblings. We cannot bring hate into the family because of politics. Politics is temporary. Blood relationship is permanent. I value that more than politics. So I'm able to set aside the political agenda and discuss other issues. And this is who we should be. We cannot be polarized.
Yeah, I get it.
You and I should not ask each other which party do you belong to. No. What do we want for the country? What are we doing for the country? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. J.F. Kennedy's quote.
Powerful. I'm here on the spot talking to Honorable Temba Mliswa Sabuku, former Norton legislator. So, it's about to go deeper. We're about to tap into deep waters. Right now, Honorable, every time issues arise within ZANU-PF, there seems to be a pattern of audio leaks featuring your comments on these matters. Could you clarify your affiliation with ZANU-PF? Furthermore, who is responsible for recording and leaking these audio clips? Lastly, do you believe these leaks are deliberate, part of a strategic plan, or merely coincidental occurrences?
First of all, I don't record anybody. I've got an iPhone 15. great device. I don't believe in recording anybody because whatever I'll say to you, I'll repeat it. That's a good thing about it. Are you with me? Secondly, if I send you a message, a voice note, the reason why I believe in voice note is that no one can tamper
with that.
When you write, people can edit, copy, the next thing.
But the voice notes,
you don't. So that's my own security way of going about things and so forth. Are you with me? Thirdly, what is critical at the end of the day is the content. You see, you will never hear me in Chitukamon. If I send you a message with DJ, itai uno, itai zunezere right and so forth and all that, it's for you. But if you decide to link it to the next person, only you can. I'm not in control of that. I can show you on my phone, I send this to the DJ. But the DJ then decided to. It does. That's why whether you leak or not, pana pandino panobudani. You see, so to me, I'll constantly do it because whatever I've said there, I can repeat. Are you with me? So that's not an issue. So many people have tried to go to politicians and say, listen to what Temba said. Are you with me? Not knowing that I am a fearless person. And what I tell you today, I'll tell you. Can I already taught the DJ, not already taught? Can I ndaka zuzapa audio na kondote? In fact, ndaka gusia utori taught 10 times.
That's 10 times.
Are you with me? So I'm very clear. I don't mince my words, but I don't insult. Because you've got to understand. At times, yes, I will scream because I'm passionate about what I do. I'm passionate. When I shout, I'm passionate. I am passionate. When I go into something, I go into it. That's why even when I was involved in sport, if you want to follow, I was passionate. I go to the highest level. Politics, I go to the highest level. DCC chairman, ZANU-PF. Secretary for Land, ZANU-PF. Chairman for province, ZANU-PF, under the Mugabe political era. Being a Karanga and being in a Zezuru province. Being an MP in a Zezuru province. That is what we need as a country. I've been a central committee member, the principal organ of the party, from time to time. So
you're saying you don't leak any audio?
Why should I leak an audio? For what? But if you have done it, that's you. I don't have time for that. I don't even record anybody. I don't even have time to do that.
So when you hear these leaks, maybe resurfacing now to the public, how do you react?
No, but there are times when I also give my views on groups. And I know it's a group. You know, and I I am able to. It's like you being a Central Intelligence officer, you're approaching me, I know you. I know you want to get information from me, so I'll tell you, could end on the wakuru wako, easy. But sasa manyakuita wanna scoop. Because I know who you are, but I'm telling you what you need to go and tell them, which is not right. Kanauri mpurisa enda no za easy. Are you with me? And so forth. I've no mirror say. So I advise, I tell people what I think and so forth. You see, that's the reason why at the end of the day, you never see me with a bodyguard.
You just walk alone?
No, you never see with a bodyguard.
But do you feel safe?
I'm very safe.
And doesn't that jeopardize the relationship with other politicians?
No, I feel safe. That's the reason why today I can talk to you. Do you hear of any scandal with me?
No.
You see, if you decide to be outspoken, you must also try and make sure that your things are right. Are you with me? Because after this, kusungwa kwangu, it was for political thing, for being outspoken and everything. But I am not someone who's corrupt. I'm not somebody who believes in earning my living through dubious ways. I'm a businessman who's done well in tobacco. It can be accounted for. The only indigenous tobacco farmer who ever got at least 10% of the national crop.
You know, some of these audios, when they leaked recently, some time ago, there was one of God Mafia, and the other one was about Kudata Gwire. What's your relationship like with him now?
Now listen, he's a businessman. He comes from Shurugwi. We are homeboys and so forth, and have the utmost respect for him for his shrewd business thing. Kudata Gwire is shrewd. When we were in parliament and we all fought Arkubamar, he appeared before us. But where is he stealing the money? Command Agriculture, there was a portfolio committee that did it. Energy, there was a portfolio committee that did it. He respected, he executed himself well, and all that. And so you tell me, how is he stealing money? He's just a structured, shrewd businessman who follows money. He listens more to the budget when it's being done. Great businessman. And let me help you this, if you want to be rich. When the budget is being, announced, you must sit down with friends who are smart, economists, science people, and lawyers. Invite them for lunch and listen and hear how much is being given to agriculture. Hear how much is being given to infrastructure. Hear how much is given to things. Immediately, you now know, set up companies to go and benefit from that money. So are you stealing?
So now you're clearing that when you leaked that audio, or when that audio leaked about you and Tagure, that allocation sort of, it's now clear that he was not stealing money.
No, listen, they, unfortunately, and I must say it today, it's unfortunate, and I must say it today, Ola, you're the first person I'm giving this is a scoop for you. Honorable Chase at the time,
as the Minister of Energy.
Yes. This Soko Ndisekuru wangu is a lawyer with me, and I have to say it today. Came to me, called me, and said, I have issues. Kudai has gotten me fired as Minister of Energy. And I said, but how? So why don't you come home? I listened to your story. You want me to help you? I can at least try and verify from him, is this true? Unbeknown to me, he was recording me. Are you with me?
Yeah.
He was recording me. Sadly. Sadly, for a lawyer, for somebody with a status, it was sad because I.
So he was recording your conversation.
Yes.
While you were helping him.
Yeah, while I'm talking to Koda.
Okay.
I understand.
Yes.
Like right now we're talking, somebody's recording.
He's recording.
Yeah. So at about 3 a.m. he had sent that to Jonathan Moyo. To send it on. So somebody said to me, my sister calls me at 3 a.m. and said, there's a recording, listen to it. So I'd seen him playing, recording me. I'd seen his iPhone recording, but I thought it was for his notes. Because I didn't believe anything sinister would come out of it. You see? See, on this one, I want to take off my glasses so that you understand that I was hurt. I felt betrayed.
Yeah.
I felt betrayed. I was hurt. He sent it around, and fortunately, people understand who I am. They've known me for a long time. And Kuda knows very well I would never do that. There were mentioned names, a lot of people that I mentioned in there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
But they knew that Temba is not like that. And that got to so many other people, and they came up with what they believed in at the end of the day. But I said to myself, I'm clean. I don't have to worry too much. I don't have to worry too much. My conscience is clear. Okay? I've had pictures with the president. I've had pictures with this, and I have conversations. Have you ever seen me throw pictures with the president? No. Is that because I don't have them? I have them. So it's an example I'm giving you. I've had pictures with the vice president. I've had pictures with ministers, with this and that, with other sitting heads of states in other countries. Have you ever seen me post that? No, I don't. Okay, there are certain things that I don't do. Okay, but unfortunately, there are people who are like that.
Did you ever get the chance to maybe apologize to certain individuals?
No, I didn't. They knew. They know who I am. And I told them who did it. I told them, you cannot want to save your job by coming to me and say, help me, Temba, sincerely. A lawyer, why should I not trust you? I don't come from such a background.
So are you bitter?
No, I didn't want to talk to him for a long time. Even in Parliament, I didn't want to talk to him for a long time.
What about now?
I saw him the other day. At least I greeted him. He was with these two lovely kids, introduced me when I was happy. I said, Asekuru Makadini. So that's the first time I really, because I didn't want to, and then I called him, when that audio was out. And he admitted that he had done it.
Did he apologize? Or were you expecting an apology?
He admitted, and I think, like I said, he did not achieve what he wanted to achieve at the end of the day. And I think in his life, when he sits down, that's probably the worst thing he ever did, because I was innocent. And he had come for help, and then it ended up like that. So it was not really the best way to go about it. But we move on with life.
Yeah, I do understand. So are you now in talking terms?
Yes, so listen, though I watch, but my life does continue. It does continue. Sure. It doesn't change and everything.
In 2021, there was an altercation between you and Memory Mbondia, the former MDCT MP, during which you alleged that she stole your true phones and $3,000. There were accusations that you physically assaulted her. Can you address these allegations? Do you physically abuse women, Honorable, or did it ever happen?
I don't. I think that story was pretty clear. That's why the media must be accurate. She was angry. I did break her phone because she was taking videos of me, and I understand the anger. She's my sister, and I'm a sister. And yeah, she came towards me. I did not do anything, and so forth. And we ended it as brothers and sisters. We're just as close. It's like me with Dexter and Duna. Dexter and I are like this. He's a Shumba, and we're like this.
Yeah, your buddies.
So he's Ndezra and I Shumba.
Especially that one here with yeah, but with the Dexter, it was like it trended like.
No, in fact, if there's any person that I actually trust driving me, who I used to trust driving me as an MP in this case, Dexter.
Oh, really?
I would sleep while he's driving.
Wow.
Yeah, good guy, and you misunderstand him, but great guy.
But
great guy.
You guys in Parliament that day,
it's work. It's work.
It's work.
We're at work.
I say, ciao,
we're at work. We're at work. We're at work.
Is it like comedy or?
I told him, Dexter, this is he was in the Air Force, and I said, and I said, we're thinking not flying. I'm a soldier, not a ground. I'm a ground soldier. Yeah. You want him to ground.
Exactly.
Air Force,
that thing, hey, Dexter was like, I'm coming for you. He's like,
no, but I don't bear grudges with people.
Yeah.
We are the best. Oh, Dex, if I don't talk to my, and to me, he was an asset for that parliament. I won't lie to you. Memory Mbundia too was an asset.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people. Diabetes, I'm telling you.
Powerful cadres.
At times you must retain certain people for institutional memory.
Yeah, true. In 2016 Norton by-elections, the MDCT supported your campaign by choosing not to field a candidate. However, after your victory, you held a press conference where you criticized Tsvangirai for lacking statesmanship and attributed your win to internal conflicts within ZANU-PF. What does this incident reveal about your loyalty as an ally? Should others trust forming alliances with you?
I'm independent. I don't need anybody. If the MDC, the election in that year, which you must understand, is that Muungwe had 10,500, MDC had 9,300. So I won that election against ZANU-PF. I got 7,000, ZANU-PF had 4,000. So where's the 9,000 that they had against Muungwe? So if you calculate 7,000 plus 4,000, that's 11,000.
11,000, yeah.
That's the total vote here in Muungwe. If there's anything, I split the ZANU-PF vote. They did not vote, just like they're doing. They don't vote in by-elections. Somebody won with 2,000 votes, Kumakoba. Would you say it was a ZANU-PF? People voting for themselves. Two, if truly I betrayed them, come 2018, the election was there. I stood, they stood, and I still won. So why didn't they win the election? So let's not get excited when they said we are going to beat you this time, but I won. 2016 by-election, I won. They said they'd help me. Okay, now 2018, you're your own candidate. I still beat that candidate. So why didn't you win? Elections about numbers and figures.
Yeah. And Sabok, in 2023, you abstained from voting on adoption of the Patriotic Bill, citing concerns about the actions of ZANU-PF and MDCT MPs. You went as far as calling them useless and accusing them of wasting taxpayers' money. Could you explain your reasoning behind this decision? And what do you believe should be done to address the issues you raised within Parliament?
No, it's very clear. PVO, these are NGOs that we work with. Members of Parliament are capacitated by programs run by NGOs to be better. When members of Parliament come into Parliament, they have no idea. So the NGOs are using resources to make you better. A bill comes and then you vote, for it, instead of debating against it, because they're a resource to you, they're a resource to the people. They are given allowances. Basically, Parliament salary is not enough. Those allowances help you in doing a lot of work, covering fuel and everything. So why would you go against people who are helping you, helping the people, and so forth? That was hypocrisy.
I remember, as you walked out of the Parliament, this is what you said in the court. As for me, as an independent MP, I will pack my bags and go. Let history be known that I wasn't part of this. This is waste of taxpayers' money. No wonder why some of you did not come back. You are useless. No wonder why you were voted out. You are useless. You did nothing to this Parliament. Close quote. Can you tell us, why you vehemently opposed this bill?
But up to now, the president hasn't signed it to show that I was correct. Why hasn't he signed it? It was not. It was an animal which Zimbabwe did not need. It's an animal that Zimbabwe does not know. You need to work with everybody, okay, as a country. We want to engage and re-engage. So how do you engage and re-engage? If there's there's a law. If there's any PVO entity registered that's not complying with the law, there are many laws. Fraud, they can be arrested. Ban them, but you then don't ban the whole bush because of a rabbit. You don't do that. I mean, you destroy a nation. You cannot build a country on your own. No political party, no human being has the monopoly to build a country or a company or a vision on their own. You need others to work with you. And today we are looking stupid. So I still go back to that. Now that the president has not signed it, what does it talk about you guys? It's not been signed. Because you cannot be an island. You have to work with everyone. They're engaging and re-engaging. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is very clear about that. You make his job difficult. He goes to a country that you want to engage and re-engage and is asked, but you are kicking our people out. How do we work together? These are issues which become difficult for the president when he goes internationally and meets other heads of state in their fora. They'll ask, but why is this happening? That's one of the issues that the former President Jim Gabi the late was facing when he traveled. People would say, but why are people fighting? Why are people being beaten? Why are people being killed because of politics? He's on his own. He doesn't know what to answer. Yet there are perpetrators doing it and who are tarnishing the name of the country. We cannot allow that. Legislators must be honest. Even if you are whipped, there must be a caucus where you say, no, but this law we're trying to pass is not good for the country. The laws we pass are for the good governance of the country. They are for the good governance of the country. That one was not good for the governance of the country.
Okay, there are allegations that you demanded $165 million as consultancy fees from businessman Mulla Conrad Billy Rothenberg. In fact, to simplify it, you asked for the money so that you can take him to the then President Mugabe. What is your relationship with Billy, and what happened with that incident?
I'm a consultant. I remain a consultant, and how I charge is in terms of my ability to move things. You cannot give me a figure. And because you're a consultant of a $10, that's you. I don't consult for $10. You see why I stay here?
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't consult for $10. And I was not a politician. I had no power then. So I was not abusing anybody. And
you were not yet a politician then?
No, we had agreed. It was a business arrangement. I opened the doors for him. I was a 10% in Chisumbanje. He was going to go to thing. I diverted him to go there.
Yes.
Wanki used to give me my money in terms of coal. Todo, I did that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It was facilitation, which I did, which I had a 10%. But he told me, Temba, I cannot have you as a 10% shareholder because the investors, but you be silent through a different vehicle. He gave me, I used to get my money from Muungwe monthly because of what he was doing and so forth. Are you with me? And I managed to get his jet and helicopter, which was in the DRC, okay, where he was not wanted anymore back in this country. Did that need Mugabe? No. I'm also well connected. I'm not only well connected in Zimbabwe, by the way. I'm not. I have serious connection. And I work as a consultant and I charge what suits me. You cannot go to a doctor and lawyer and say, why are you charging me 300?
So what's the relationship like him?
There was no, how do you extort? Why did he not go and report to the police? And I show him the money that he used to send to me with certain players. Yeah. Okay. It's people who were jealous. It was the Herald, okay, who did it. They wanted also the piece of the cake. They wanted to tarnish me, bringing another black man down. And so that's what they wanted. I used to fly with them in a helicopter. So they also wanted to test the helicopter. So after they tarnished me, Jonathan Moe and them went into the very same helicopter. But I told Billy, listen, life is simple. If you think that you used me, we live in a spiritual world. We'll see how successful.
So what's your current relationship with him?
No, I don't. Listen, he's a crook, he's a criminal, he's a crybaby, he's well connected to certain politicians, but I don't care. I don't care. He's like the #1 son of Zimbabwe. He goes about lying to leaders. My business was affected because I was put on sanctions. There's no longer sanctions. What about the blacks who have been put on sanctions? What has the government done for them? Are you with me? He's a blue-eyed boy for the state. I don't care about that. Who he's connected to, I don't give a damn. Are you with me? I have principles at the end of the day. And I don't live off his life. That's why there is no one who supports me. I have worked hard to be where I am. I keep working hard to be where I am. And my life is good. I don't need more than this. That's why in my positions of power, being provincial chairman of ZANU-PF, chairman of mines, you ask anybody, I never got anything.
The reason why I asked that question, Honorable, is this is an incident that is always raised when people accuse you of being corrupt.
Listen, there was a corruption allegation on me taking money from Goddard.
Yes.
It was brought before the parliament. I was exonerated. Okay, I'm giving you an example.
Yes.
Are you with me? I was chairman of mines. I stepped down professionally to say, okay, I'm being investigated. I did not have to step down. But I stepped down so that the investigation happened. He came before everybody. Was asked, do you know Temba? Did ever Temba come to you? No. I'm a politician. I tell the truth. People think by tarnishing me, I'll keep quiet. I don't. I continue to be exonerated. I continue to do the job without fear or favor. So go to the Goddard one too. He said, but Goddard, you are accused of extorting him. But he appeared before Parliament in an inquiry. The privilege committee was set up, and what did he say? I don't know Temba, I never spoke to you.
Yeah, because when you're the chairperson of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Mines and Energy, you accused the government officials of taking bribes from Billy. You say that this was being done to ensure Billy's green fuel monopoly on ethanol.
What have we achieved from that? That was supposed to be 49.51 during the Mugabe time. It wasn't. We are paying more for fuel. He's not paying his tax. Are you with me? And government allows him to do that. So who is he paying for that? We must be honest. Fuel should be cheap. And why has he got a monopoly of ethanol? Why has he got a monopoly of ethanol? Because he's eating with certain people. You think we must be quiet about that? ndeipi hondo yakarwa naBilly kuti ange achita nengikiri achiona zvakadaro. Macomrades mangani afa. Why don't you give that company to the war veterans so that they can benefit from it? The people who liberated this country. These are emotional issues when we see people who are not deserving being given. He did the same again to Kambuzuma, wanting to get the Assam in their land. I had to stand in and fight with the people. I went to the president. He lied the title deeds, he didn't have the title deeds. Those title deeds belonged to Rothmans. But I'm told the government has given him another piece of land. Yet those title deeds belong to what? To Rothmans. And he wanted to move those people. So you've got these scams of corruption. Okay, he does not work hard. There's no value Billy has brought to this country. Total money was given. Okay, he did not mine. He sold it. The money was externalized. Why has government not arrested him for that? Because that's misrepresentation of facts. Wapewa mine kakutu mine, but watengesa mariacho ite say iri kunze kwenyika. Why did they not follow that? Ndikataura, I'm not bitter about it. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
This is how we've lost our resources. But ari munhu mutema anobatwa. Iye murungu, vanochika varungu, vachiri kufarira varungu, asi vasingade isusu vanotema, asi vanovhoterwa nevanhu vatema futi.
Is that the same project that you demanded the 165 million?
No, it was a total package of the three things. Todo, Wange, and Chisumbanje. He was going to go to Marsh West. I took him there.
Yeah.
But that's why I used to be in a helicopter with him. As a consultant. Ndaida kupinda ma helicopter as a consultant. Ndaisada kudrive.
As a consultant, not a good driver.
No, I'm not a cheap consultant.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And I extorters who, what power do I have?
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
He had all the connections, but those connections, the top did not help him. He came to me. I was introduced to Billy by Doug Nuts. He said, I need somebody who can do the late Doug, my brother. I need somebody who can make things happen.
Yeah.
We met at Miko's. Doug introduced me to Billy. And he said, Temba will work. And I made things happen for him. He knows. That's where he is right now.
Yeah.
His conscience must be his master. So these are people, it's like Nyaya Paul Westwood. Saying, could you know, I did this, I did that. There are also white people who are poor, who steal, by the way. Don't think it's just the blacks. We've got this mentality, murunga taurari, right? But pane warukutambura. Wanotoba mari. We took over a company, I was a shareholder, the agreements were done properly and so forth. The next thing I'm saying, I've taken over a company. Went to court, politicians were involved because they were making money from cuts from the white men and everything. They arrested me, I was acquitted. Arrested over 70 times, but acquitted that number of times. Over 70 times.
So, Honorable, after your defeat to Richard Chagirai last year, you said, and I quote, "This is God's plan, and as a person, I can't go against this. I want to thank you for the work you did. I have known, if I had known I was going to lose, I would not have contested." Close quote. So reflecting on your statement that you wouldn't have contested if you knew you were going to lose, what factors influenced your decision to run for office, and how have you moved forward in light of this outcome?
No, I'm a two-term legislator. I've only done 7.5 years because I was expelled from ZANU-PF.
Yeah.
2013 I was in, then we were expelled. And are you with me? So I wanted to do 10 years.
Yeah.
But in those 10 years after winning in Norton, I was going to walk with somebody so that I show them. Because it was a good constituency, good people, proper handover, takeover. That's my thinking.
Yeah.
I always think we must do that. But unfortunately, people don't think like that. Because ndakaita basa rakawanda. Izundaita ndokubetsera, izundaita ndokubetsera, and so forth. So whoever was going to then be second to me, I was going to do that. I don't go into a fight to lose, by the way. But when you lose, you admit that's the will of the people. I respect the will of the people and allow your leader. That's why today they said we regret. They wanted Chamisa to win. Okay, to be honest with you, Richard will never do what I did. Not many people will do what I do. That's the truth of the matter. But
you doubt his capabilities?
Not many people are able to do what I can do. I'm a machine in what I want to do. I'm gifted in that regard.
Are you assisting him in any way?
I assist Norton. I assist the people. The people remain there. I assist them. I have a foundation.
What about Richard?
I try to invite him many times. come, let me help you, come, let me help you, come, let me do this. Even some of the programs, finish, I'll help you, I'll put this and that. Because you're in the constituency, I respect your office. But he didn't want to come, so what do I do? So what do I do?
Yeah.
The people are coming to me, you still help them because you have a heart for the people.
Yeah.
That's what is important, you know, and so forth. And
So are you going to run for office again?
No, not as a legislator. No, not as a
You're not done?
No, I'm done as a legislator. This
What's the
position-
next?
I'm a traditional leader. Let God unpack what He has for me. Let God unpack what He has for me.
Do you have maybe probably presidential ambitions?
Listen. There's no politician that doesn't want to be president.
Yeah.
They're saying that they're lying to you. So why are they politicians? There's no
They also
teacher-
want to be politicians.
Yeah,
They
there's
also
no-
want to be president.
No, there's no teacher who doesn't want to be headmaster.
Headmaster.
Why should you?
So
There is no tailor who doesn't want to be bank manager.
should we bank our hopes on you 2028?
No. Like I say, we allow God to unpack what He has. To me, God has reassigned me. I did not lose. I was reassigned, by the way. That's why I'm the village head. God wanted me to do a bit more for those people. Else no one was going to. And the book redu rangaranya garanewa zukuru. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it had to come back to us.
Right. On February 22, 2024, Zim Live published a report stating that Ditmas Mtasa, the former state security minister, has disputed the claims you made regarding your alleged 10% stake in Muungwe Investments Private Limited. This disagreement arose amidst an escalating dispute over the land ownership among the directors of Rusape Property. So Ditmas Mtasa stated that you were removed from the company's directorship structure in February 2021. How do you explain this decision? And did you receive any formal communication regarding your removal?
I would not want to say much about this before the courts. I'm a director, I'm a shareholder. From 10, I went to 20. And all I say to people, this land you're buying, it's fraud. From the permit, there's no time that I was not a director. There's no time I got a letter to say I'm not a director. There's no time I got a letter to say I'm not a shareholder. There's one of the directors who they said the same to, went before the courts and was given their 10% by the courts. So a precedence is there. So I warned the people, you're going to lose money. It's up to you, you're going to lose money. But I cannot say so much about this because the matter is before the courts. And I've also reported it to Zach. But all I can say, I'm actually a 20% shareholder. Okay? And when the ruling comes, I have 20% of that land. And I can take it where you have built already. Change like ndi bakira Zimba.
Ipapo.
Yeah, mtemo.
So on November 18 last year, you launched a new resort and wellness center in Karoi. Can you tell us more about the unique features and amenities that your resort and wellness center offer to visitors?
Listen, I've always been a man of the people. I've always had a lodge on the farm. We do cattle, we do educational tours for schools. The resort is by the dam, within the farm and so forth. And we want to teach people what we do. We now want to get a bit of game in there, zebras and so forth, so that kids learn and all that. But what is critical is the wellness center. You know, I'm a fitness guru.
Yeah.
My degree is in sports and fitness studies. So it's about your well-being, your wellness. I've got obstacle courses which you go through, which make you better as a leader. Sharper and decisive and energetic, vibrant, and thinking on top all the time.
Wow.
Because business is a thinking game. Politics is a thinking game. The mind, mental stability. There's mental illness coming in, people pressure. We heal you through water, through the bush, through the birds singing and so forth. It's exclusive. Okay, it's exclusive and you are in touch with me.
Yes.
You know, we've got school tours coming through, companies coming through and so forth. Let me invite you one day, enjoy it and so forth.
Sure.
And then you
I
see
can't wait.
the proof of the pudding is in the eating. When you've got something good, it's neat. And like I say, it's educational from an agriculture point of view as well. We send the kids there. We grow seed maize. They don't know what chibage, seed maize.
Exactly.
And the seed maize is chibage. And they don't know that. Cattle, milking, goats, and so forth.
Wow.
We've got a state-of-the-art butchery that we've put in place as well.
Interesting.
I know that. So it's an industry. So what I say to people is that the land that we have is everything. The former late president was correct.
Yes.
Okay, that the land is what we have. The current president too, saying our land is our land. That's our wealth. Our land is our wealth.
I like that. Given Karoi's strategic location as a stopover for travelers heading to destinations like Kariba, Manapuz, how do you plan to capitalize on this opportunity to attract more visitors to your resort?
First of all, Karoi is the biggest tobacco growing district in the country. What does that mean? There's money.
Money, yeah.
Business follows money.
Wow.
Business follows money. Tobacco is cash. Cash, baba. Anzina fidza apa una cash.
Apa una cash.
Manje Karoi apa kune cash. So, and because of who I am, I think I also have to offer a lot to teach people my experience in life, from sport, politics, from where I'm from, a father. I wanna be having men there, talking to them. What is a father? There's a difference between a man and a father. Are you with me?
Yes.
There is a difference, okay, between a father and a man. There's a difference between all those and a boy. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it is important for people to understand that what's a father? You can be a man and not be a father. But you can be a man and behave like a father. So what are you now? I want to ask you.
Both.
I want you to be a father.
Yeah.
Because by being a father, you don't need to have children.
Okay.
You can adopt children. You can teach other children. Okay. And you're a father. You can support other children because you're a father. It's a package. I want to talk to men about that.
That's very powerful. So can you share any upcoming events or activities at your resort that viewers might be interested in attending?
Oh, we've got a boxathlon that's coming through that we'll be doing, exercising. You come there for 3 days and so forth. We've got lion visits around. We've got water sports around. We've got fishing, bass fishing.
Yeah.
We've got the wellness program. We've got state-of-the-art gym, traditional food, the best food from the farm. You see it and everything and so forth. Natural sweet beef, no fattening of the cattle and so forth. The road runners, you see organic. You pick your eggs up. You do that and everything. So we offer that from a hospitality point of view. We call ourselves a small Kariba. There are people who never afford Kariba.
Yes.
The boats that we have there are manned by licensed drivers from Kariba.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing, guys. This is a new place to look out for. You need to go to
Spring Resort
in Karoi. As a former National Assembly member, how do you see the role of government in supporting tourism development initiatives like yours?
Now, we need to have a strong ZTA. With what is happening right now, ZTA, I think it's important the minister speeds it up, putting to a very competent board, a competent CEO. Personally, I thought the last CEO, Winim Chanyuka, was good. Yes. Was good. She was in the industry. What happened, I don't know. But it's also important for us to respect professionals in these jobs.
Yeah.
Don't expect technocrats to be politicians. They're technocrats, they're not politicians. They come to sharpen what you do.
Yes.
Okay, where you make mistakes, they do that. And I think ministers must also understand that controlling boards is not governing. Okay, they like to fire boards, put new board chairpersons. In fact, people are keen to thinking that you want to put somebody who's corrupt, who will do what you want, and who will not tell you not to do this.
Yeah.
So to me as a legislator, I was very strong about that. ZTA is the authority. We have got people like Chief Koti who have done well.
Yeah.
So you want to see them. You know, getting to the top of that.
Yes.
He's been a marketeer. You cannot have such a resource and everything. So ZTA must put its house in order.
Yeah.
Right? And I appeal to the minister to be able to do that. And I say it because I am a member. I pay ZTA fees. It does not do our country good. It does not do our economy good when there are problems in tourism. It's a big foreign currency and the house must be in order.
Wow. On February 2022 this year, your daughter Dima was arrested on allegations of drug possession, and you took it upon yourself to break the news to the public. How are you and your family coping with this challenging situation, Sabu?
Listen, any parent must take responsibility. You must take responsibility. When you take responsibility, then you fix the problem. You must not try and sugarcoat. I'm an advocate for fighting corruption. I'm an advocate for fighting drug substance abuse. And I take what the law has done. Then I go deeper into it. You must not, because I'm a high-profile person, call the police. Why did you arrest my daughter? No. I was there to make the law.
Yeah.
And the law is for everyone. And my kids must be law-abiding too. And then we take it on. And
in your statement on Twitter, you said, and I quote, being an advocate against drug abuse and a parent again could be a frustrating time. However, I reiterate my position that drugs are bad and we have to fight them. If it requires arresting culprits, then so be it, as it may be one way to save them from themselves. Close quote. You have been vocal about your advocacy against drug abuse, Honorable. How does this, personal experience with your daughter reinforce your commitment to this cause?
She's in a rehab right now. She's doing very well.
Wow.
Intelligent. And we spoke about it. She had time to reflect, which was important. You know, at times you need time on your own. You need to exercise tough love.
Yeah.
Are you with me? No one tells me what to do with my kids. She has a mother and we sit down and we say, okay, this is our daughter. How do we then navigate and how do we deal with it? We've dealt with it well. She's happy. She wrote letters. Where did you get it wrong? Where did you get it right? And so forth. 2 years' time, you read about this girl. She is brilliant. She's brilliant. At times, they associate themselves with the wrong people. But we go even deeper to know, were you the one consuming the drugs or you were the one supplying? Because when you're supplying, you're also killing other people's kids and so forth. We've gone as far as getting in touch with all that and everything. So we're also helping other parents because do you know that your child does this? Do you know that your child does this? They didn't know. But we've closed the net. And now she's fast back on track. She'll be with me on the farm, working with me.
Wow.
She's a talented, great speaker, just like me. She's a natural orator. Pretty girl like the father who's handsome.
You spoke about
I didn't say the mothers. I understand. No, we want to talk about what we can see. Okay, my kids are beautiful.
Yeah,
they're beautiful.
Okay, so you spoke about the police's tough stance on drugs dealers. So, in your view, what more can be done, Honorable, to address the issue of drug abuse in our communities?
We need to take ownership and admit it's there. The same thing is homosexuality. And come up with tough laws. Those bringing them in. Okay, there are politicians, big people are bringing them in who are killing a generation, who are killing a country. That's murder. They must be charged for murder. I would have moved the motion of murder myself so that you do that. And then they know that they can't do it anymore. You cannot have a cartel which is protected. You know, and when things are difficult in the country, all these crimes start coming through. But that does not mean that we must fold our arms and not do anything about it. Where is the legislator in this?
Wow.
Oh, I wish I was one. On a point of national interest, Mr. Speaker, say, Honorable Mliswa, what's your point of interest? Say, Mr. Speaker, say it's about time that the minister and the cabinet comes up with a position to deal with this drug substance abuse. I therefore would like to hear what the cabinet position or the minister, like be it health or youth, who is in control of this, has to say about this. It has become a concern for national interest. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Wow. So last year, when Honorable Scott Sakukanya, was voted into office after the recalls, this is what you said in the court. It's unfortunate that Scott has ended office in this manner. He invested a lot of money in that area and will put in more. The people will benefit through a leader who is not in the office for money. Close quote. You mentioned that Scott's victory came amidst legal disputes and controversy surrounding the barring of a candidate from contesting. How do you view the outcome of the election in light of these challenges?
No, listen, Scott did a lot for Mavuku. And I'm glad he's back. I think he's one that wants to serve his people. And then he has his money. And his money is clear. Ane chipo cheku gold area. Ane chipo chekunganidza gold. Chisina wakawanda. And achidi kuenda kuchikoro.
Yeah.
You must be talented. He's done very well in that. And he's taken money to that.
Yeah.
And I think that is critical. And that's what I support, the development that happened. It was unfortunate that he did not make it the first time, but now he's there. I think Mavuku will be a better place. And I think people, but he's got to be inclusive too.
Yes.
I would want him to be inclusive. I look at young people like him. There's a young man called Honorable Stanley Sakupanya from Manikaland.
Yeah.
Amazing. Masringo, they've got Honorable Naledin, Honorable Kudam, Nangagwa. Those are sharp young people who are there on merit. Kuda is not there because of his father. Because he has merit. The same way with Tongai. Honorable Tongai Mnangagwa. He has won in a very tough seat in Harare. He deserves those positions. And it does not mean because your father is in a higher position, he must not also reward you for the hard work you do.
Yeah.
Because you're a teacher and you teach your child and they're number one in class, it does not mean that you must give somebody else number one because you fear that people say you favored your child.
Oh, yeah.
Prove and let the child also prove that they have the right to do that.
Despite the controversy surrounding the by-elections, you emphasize that the importance of unity and dedicated service to the community. How do you suggest Scott and other elected officials prioritize these principles moving forward?
No, as long as the office of the Member of Parliament is not resourced, there will always be a high turnover, which must be a concern for you and I, the taxpayers. Every 5 years, you have a new legislator. Every 5 years, you can't. It's because they don't have the resource. The government must resource the office of the MP. Have 2 cars, off-road and one, and so forth. Have an office. That office is not for him. It's for the work. Have library. Have this and that. Have support staff. Have researchers. You want parliamentarians to go there with research. Not go to
exactly.
Are you with me? Other countries have done benchmarking, we've done it. We are behind. Today, a member of parliament is getting paid $190, $150 staying in a hotel. Why did they not then turn that money of us staying in the hotel into an accommodation allowance so that we build houses or we get mortgage?
Yes.
I moved that. Because I was concerned about the wealth of the member, but not for myself. I'm okay. You see, I don't need that salary. I donated to, are you with me? I'm different. That's why up to today, I've not even received my car from 2016 because I wanted a car from Wheel of Vermonter Industry.
Wow.
I wanted our industry to pick up. But there was no car from Wheel of Vermonter Industry.
Wow.
Government does not even support its own entities. So how does government grow?
You haven't received that car? He said no.
I want a car made in Zimbabwe, Baba. We have the engineers.
Yes.
We have everything. Why are we constantly importing? Wheel of Vermonter Industry is there.
Yeah, that's very powerful. So in your statement, you acknowledge the challenges surrounding Scott's assumption of office, but expressed optimism, about the potential benefits for the people of Mavuku. Could you expand more on what you see as the positive aspects
he has
of
the resources.
Leadership?
Scott has the resources. He's from that area. Everybody wants to do something from where they come from. I went to Frank Johnson School. I must do something for Frank Johnson School. I went to St. Faith. I must do something. I went to Lord Morven. I must do something. We must go back to our schools and do something. That's a culture that must be in us. But Scott has the resources to be able to do that. Are you with me? That's the advantage he has. Okay, that's the advantage he has. And that gives them that official position to help people.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yes.
I don't think anybody, most members of parliament have got what Scott can. And then you go to Honorable Stanley Sakopwany, who's a brilliant young man.
Yeah.
Okay. Might not have the resources, but his ideas invite resources.
Yes. Yes.
The same way I used to run Norton. I had my own resources, Muungwe West, but my ideas also invited resources.
Yes.
When people are working, people want to see accountability. That you're able to say, thank you very much, DJ. You gave me $20 to pay for my school fees as a CTE.
Yes. Yes.
You do more, you get more.
Wow. And recently you were awarded the Outstanding Community Leader Award at the Zim Trailblazer Awards, recognizing your humanitarian and political works. Congratulations, Honorable. And now, transitioning from being a member of parliament to a village head, Sabuk, how does it feel?
It's still leadership. And that is the highest level of leadership. When you lead from the village, there's no development that happens without a village.
Without a village.
That is the foundation of development. That's why I always say to people, you cannot say traditional leaders as ZANU-PF. Because ZANU-PF is the government of the day. So there are programs are run by ZANU-PF, which is the government of the day.
Yes.
So then don't say to me, I'm ZANU-PF because I went to a government meeting called by a ZANU-PF minister. Are you with me?
Yeah.
We work with the government of the day to develop our people. And I must not take it personal. Because the people will suffer. There's no food. Government is bringing food. I did not go to a meeting because Minister Ndewe is ZANU-PF. But am I fit to be a leader? My personal decisions must not override the will of the people and what people deserve.
Wow. That's very, very powerful. Based on your extensive experience as a former rugby coach in the US, UK, Zambia, and other countries as well, what do you believe is lacking in Zimbabwe rugby teams and indeed, in all your all our sports, While we undoubtedly possess talent, our teams often struggle to excel on the international stage. Additionally, our sporting infrastructure is notably lacking and in poor condition. What measures do you think need to be taken to address these issues and elevate the standard of Zimbabwean sports, to compete more effectively on the global, at a global level?
This is close to my heart. Sport is what made me. The character you see in me was built through sport. Sport is a character building activity. It builds your character. You lose, you must work hard to come back. That's why you see...
You must work hard to come back. Okay.
Be with me. It's a character building sport. Rugby, you tackle each other hard, but you don't fight back. You say, oh, painful. DJ, that was a good tackle. But I'm in pain. It was a hard tackle.
Yeah.
Boom. But you say, oh, but it's a good tackle. But I'll get you back. So when you have the ball, I must also tackle you hard.
Yes. Yes.
That's competition. Are you with me? Sport is character building, and that's why it has to be encouraged in schools. And not everybody. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I went to study sport. So that I tell you, I thought I'd be the Minister of Sport in 2013.
Yes.
Because I wanted to impart. Because I've been involved in mainstream sports, from athletics, rugby, cricket, soccer, tennis, at the highest level. You with me? And I thought it was obvious. With a sporting degree, I thought, oh, Minister of Sport. I was disappointed. And I went to certain politicians, why was I not appointed? They said, well, you didn't lobby.
Hey.
I didn't lobby, and so forth.
Exactly.
So I've totally detached myself from sport. I just concentrate on the wellness, which is important, which I think is critical. Because
given a chance to be a sports minister, what changes would you...
To me, you have got to have programs. You have to have plans. I would disband all the associations for 3 months to come up with a 5, 10 year, 15, 20, 25 year plan. If you don't have that, you're not. Exactly. And then bring in the professionals, allow the technocrats to run. The administrators running sport, what have they done? Can you go to court with somebody who's not a lawyer? Can you go under the knife with somebody who's not a surgeon? So why have we killed sport in giving people who are not experts to be running sport?
But at this time now, there is a Minister, Kes Coventry,
No, but being a phenomenal sport athlete does not mean you can manage sport.
So who is supposed to be there?
Listen, I'd hoped I would have been there, to be honest with you, because I wanted to give something back to sport.
Yeah.
But I understand sport. I understand sport. She's a great athlete, I give it to her, gold medalist, but is she a sports administrator? There's a difference between being an athlete and an administrator. There's a difference between a player and a coach. Does not mean great players are great coaches. Where did Ferguson play? Where did Mourinho play?
Yeah.
Are you with me? There's a difference in terms of that. And I think, to be honest with you, the Ministry of Sport has no vision, and they're not going anywhere. Primary schools, you must get all these graduates from these tertiary institutions who've done sport to be working as sports directors, as sports coaches. The resources there, and it's government policy position which must be very clear, that each school must have a director of sport who's degreed, who's this and that. Because the high and tertiary are doing well in having these graduates, but they have no jobs. They're busy selling airtime. Yet if you go to these institutions, sport is critical. And whoever is a coach must have an understanding of that. Of course, exemptions are made to people who have excelled.
Yeah.
Who have, and say, well, you ishasha, and so forth. Are you with me? Chunga aripo mapeza, aripo cheroasi na wakatamba kwa katamba.
Exactly.
They'll be national.
Exactly.
So they have an understanding of what it takes to be there. A true academy, not an academy, a good soccer academies, no. The higher and tertiary institutions must all be centers of excellence for sport, because there must be research and development. The muscles, okay, have got to be developed. The quadriceps, the calves, hamstring, for you to possess power, triceps, biceps, or whatever it is, chest and everything. It's scientific. So I can tell you those things because I understand. Because you talk about the anatomy and physiology of the body. It's where do we make the person strong to be better? You catch them while they are young. Are you with me? A proper academy. And these institutions must all be turned into sports academy, because one, research and development is there.
That's very powerful, coming from Sabuk Mliswa here on the Ola 7 podcast show. So as we wrap up, what do you think about Zimbabwe's current economy, especially with rising of prices? Where do you see it going, and how can we stabilize and grow it? With Mazoe now at $5, and what is it could be $15 by December. What can we do to stop these big price jumps? And how can everyone, government, businesses, and citizens work together to fix the root problem and make our economy stronger?
What do they say? Eat what you catch. Catch what you eat. Let's not be overzealous. Let's stick to what we have. Let's account for our resources. That's the key. We apportion to the various ministries properly. Are you with me? We are getting money in foreign currency. There is never a day when we have been told how much money we've gotten in US dollars in the budget. It's always Zim dollar.
Yeah.
It's a multi-currency economy. So all those currencies which we are getting must be announced in parliament. Kuti ku rand itaona yakadai, ku US dollar yakadai, ku pounds, ku euro. So this money will go kwa kati. It's only Zim dollar. Are you with me? Which then leaves a doubt. Is there really honesty in all this? The budget is key. That's the reason why, I have respect for Tendai Biti. Tendai Biti was brilliant in analyzing the budget, being the former minister. Whether he's triple C or not, that's not the issue, but it was good for the people. It was good for Zimbabwe. They had a voice, in there. And then we would pick it up. Are you with me? I'm not an economist, I'm not a lawyer. But BT would be able to tell bata. So many takangwara katokumza bata chini. Tofamba nacho ngende jangu.
Exactly.
But ukundengenda kapi wanjere na BT. Kuti fambe ni chino. Are you with me? So to me, it's got to be honest. Corruption is our problem. Let's stop corruption. Let's stop corruption. Let us stop corruption, DJ. If we, let's stop corruption. There's enough for those who are corrupt to also benefit from. But yet everybody else is benefiting Right now, the platinum price have gone down. And the platinum houses will be offloading their workers.
Yeah.
So it's important.
So, last year you made these remarks after the chaos that rocked Triple C, Honorable Mliswa. You said, and I quote, Triple C is effectively gone. Let them have an immediate Congress structure themselves properly and contest the by-elections as a new party. This wapusa thing in an environment such as ours is only fodder for the opponents. Be structured, have order. Close quote. So reflecting on the opposition's performance, you mentioned the need for them to be more effective in holding the government accountable. What specific actions or strategies do you think the opposition should employ to improve their effectiveness in parliament?
They must stop blaming the ruling party. They must put their house in order. Because my daughter was involved in drugs, I must not be blaming the system or anybody. I must take responsibility and then analyze and work it out. My house must have order. I cannot be an advocate for corruption or fighting drug substance abuse when I'm also not able to deal with it, okay, in the manner that it should be dealt with. I cannot be cruel to my children, but I can be objective for their good. Are you with me? So to me, that's what's important. There must be clarity. There must be clarity. In me taking on the responsibility for my daughter, there's clarity. So same with the political parties. There must be clarity. Okay? And there must be steps that you take, that you announce A, B, C, D, and so forth. And there's not that. They call it ambiguity. Are you with me? There's got to be clarity. There's got to be clarity. And listen, he has a following, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
He has a following. And he now has to look forward to the next election.
He's
also realized that most of the people around him were just hypocrites. There are people who were given employment by the electorate because they had no jobs. It's only the likes of Rusty Makam, the likes of Maere, who have capacity, who can withdraw and come back. And they'll win. And that's those two in parliament being independent, they'll keep it in order. I used to do it myself.
Yeah.
And they're two even better. You see? When they're two even better. So the electorate again realized it made a mistake, even from Triple C perspective, by electing people who are not principled. Because in padare rangu, kanandine muri yangu, ndatuka ndasumuka ndapa. This is not error. There's no way that my father can be at a meeting, a family meeting, and we are there. And he decides to walk out and we sit.
You follow him?
That's it. Baba, Seima, Sumuka. So it's good for him. If he's been praying for leadership, then God showed him that these are not the people to work with.
But do you think he's going to be a leader?
Listen, he gets those votes, he has something to offer. And whether you like it or not.
After what happened in Triple C.
You cannot ignore him. Zimbabweans are very forgiving. And there's that sympathy aspect, which they'll always extend it to you.
Yeah, powerful. As a public figure, you faced both praise and criticism from various quarters. How do you handle the pressure and challenges of being in the spotlight, and what keeps you motivated in your endeavors?
Listen, life is about yes and no. Life is about positives and negatives. Life is about speculation. Life is about allegation. The truth is slower than lies. Lies are fast. And if you know the truth, you become patient. It's very slow.
Yeah.
The lies are quick. So it's important for you to know that. So that's also one of the things which I've learned. When you're with people, there are those that will smile at you, but they don't mean it. And there are those that will genuinely hug you in public because they want to hug you. That's how they feel, because they care for you. But ultimately, we are protected by God and our ancestors. We live in a spiritual world, which we don't see. Who's planning what? You and I can be talking like this after this something happens. We are not in control of our lives.
Yeah, true.
We've never been in control of our lives. That's why we must fear God. And we must never judge anybody. Live your life. Plan it your way. Go about it your way. Have as many children because God is giving you that gift. There are others who can't have one.
Yeah.
Huh? Did you hear? There are others who can do what? Who can't have one.
Yeah.
So when I have those children, it's a blessing. And I thank God for it. They're healthy. I'm healthy. And
That's
we
powerful.
pray for that all the time. So I am a believer in the spiritual world that we belong in. Zimbabwe, we can do what we want. The leaders can do what they want, not when denga ne pass. Rarunga raro.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Aye.
Always remember that.
Your parting remarks, Honorable, as we wrap up. Maybe you will put something at heart that you want to say, let me just tell the, people of Zimbabwe. Something to here's the chance.
To the great people of this nation, Zimbabwe, we must be mature in decisions that we make, in whatever manner, politically, because it has a bearing not on you, but on the future, on generations behind. I say to the people of Norton, who came to see me and said, we want you back. And I said, no. The decisions you made have a bearing on the school children, the education sector that I pushed. Because that's the future. And you were selfish. So let's not be selfish. No matter what, let's think of these generations. What are we leaving for them? What have we done for them? That's the reason why I say, despite that, I continue to assist. Because the children are innocent. They don't vote. A 21-year vote. How many are under 21 who don't vote? They're probably more than the people who vote.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
They're probably more than
The people who vote.
So when they're the majority, why don't we make decisions for them? Hey? Why don't we make decisions for them? So they can have a future. So the decision that you're making, is it for you or for the future? And finally, look back and see who's there. Pane mdzimai ane nhumbu, pana sekuru akura, pane vari disabled, pane vane nzara, pane ma-street kids. Kana wakuenda kumberi, unovafunga here. Humanity, ubuntu, hunyu. Giving is a culture. And it's not about giving material things. Give your time. Give your time.
Yeah.
That's also giving. So let's always remember that we don't live forever. Everything has its time. Let's forgive each other. Let's forgive each other. Let's love each other.
True.
Let's care for each other. I want a political t-shirt. I mean, you have to beat somebody for a political t-shirt. You have to hate somebody for their political views. And yet we're said to be a very literate nation. Education does not mean wisdom. Thank you.
That was Honorable Temba Mliswa, now a village head, Kushurugwi kwa Mliswa. And I'm sure you guys, manyatsonzi wane kunzwisisa zvose kubva kwavari. Thank you so much for watching, Honorable Mliswa. I really appreciate it. Thank That was powerful from Honorable Mliswa. My name is DJ Ola7. Until next time. Bye-bye.
It's the little things that make us giants in our industry. We put in that extra mile of service so your car can go that extra mile of performance. Our aim is to make our stopovers feel like home. Giant Petroleum. Limitless energy.